Welcome back. Tana and I are both so excited to have you with us. In this episode, we're going to talk about healing ADD in natural ways, and then we're going to tell you about this very special course that we have for you.
So this is one of my favorite parts of the program, because the healing ADD with natural methods is very exciting, and it's a big part of what I do with food, and we talk about supplements and exercise, and it's really exciting.
Well, and it's very important. I use the word healing very specifically, because healing ADD means it's a process. You know, ADD just doesn't go away. Right. It's something often that's been inherited, but using the right strategies, you can maintain the positive parts about ADD, the energy, always thinking outside of the box, but then you can push off the negative parts of ADD that could ruin your life. As we talked about, left untreated, ADD is associated with school failure, divorce, incarceration, job changes, financial problems. But many people who have ADD are very bright. They're often our heroes, right? I think of firefighters.
Absolutely.
Most people don't know.
Soldiers.
40% of firefighters have been diagnosed or have ADD. You know, they're people that we need to run toward fires, like you, as opposed to people like me who run away from fires. And both Tana and I have extensive experience in helping people with ADD. I'm a double board certified psychiatrist. I'm the founder of Amen Clinics. We have the world's largest database of brain scans related to behavior. Over 100,000 scans on people from 111 countries. Half of our patients have one form of ADD or another. I mean, we're considered a pioneer in the field of ADD because it's not one thing.
Right.
And based on our imaging with thousands of patients, tens of thousands of patients, it's 7 different things that we've talked about in this course.
Well, and what we really want you to understand is there's hope. So wherever it is you're starting from, whether it's you or your children, someone in your family, and you're on this journey, there's hope, whatever is going on with you. And that's what's so exciting.
And what we really want to help you do is transform the outcome of your life. And it can happen very quickly.
And I want to repeat the study that we talked about in the last video, because I think it's so important, about the 2 studies from Holland where they took a group of children that had ADD and they did simple dietary interventions. They basically eliminated foods associated with ADD, things like food dye and sugar and gluten and dairy and some simple things. But the exciting part of the study was that 70%, actually over 70%,
72%.
right, got better simply by changing their diet. I just think that's amazing.
Food is medicine, or food is poison.
Right.
And I think it's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself and for your children to get rid of the brain fog, get rid of the restlessness you feel, get rid of the hyperactivity. In addition, you'll lose weight. You'll also get rid of the rashes or the rosacea, the chronic pain, the IBS. That's what we see when people get on the right nutritional plan.
So everything you put on the end of your fork matters, especially with ADD.
And so exercise is another natural way to heal the brain, but also help with healing ADD. Simple exercises can just make a radical difference. Get your environment right. So turning off the gadgets, and if you're hooked to something, you need to turn it off and leave it alone. The other really important thing is sleep.
Absolutely.
Sleep is just, you know, a lot of people with ADD, they're just like little kids all the time. No, I don't want to go to bed. No, I don't want to go to bed. Don't make me go to bed. But they're 40 years old.
You
it's
did
like
that
you
too
need
well.
to go to bed. and so sleep is absolutely essential. There's a study from Minnesota. Teenagers who just get an hour less sleep at night than their peers have a higher incidence of depression and suicide. So sleep is absolutely essential, because what happens during sleep is your brain actually washes itself. It actually cleans or detoxifies itself.
Right.
There are also supplements, but it depends on your type. That's what I have found. So in type 1 and type 2, classic and inattentive ADD, we'll often use stimulant medications because they raise dopamine, but I like natural ways to raise dopamine. So we might use green tea or L-tyrosine. If you're over-focused and you have ADD, so you have low dopamine levels, but also low serotonin, so we might use 5-HTP to raise serotonin with green tea.
So here's what I like about the idea of the supplements in addition to the nutrition. So if you, depending on your brain type, it may be very simple. If you've got classic ADD, we increase your protein, decrease your carbohydrates, very simple.
And that may be it.
That's so simple. So it increases your focus and it's very general, it's very simple. But some people have a combination. They actually need the protein and the carbohydrates, or they have the type of ADD where we really need to boost their carbohydrates. Well, the problem with that for some people, we're gonna teach you which carbohydrates work best for you, but we don't wanna be increasing people's carbohydrates so much that we're increasing their blood sugar and we're making them, to where they don't feel well and we're affecting other parts of their health. That's why I love the supplements, because the supplements we can put you on a really healthy diet all the way around, and we can make that difference and bridge that gap with supplements.
But it's so important to know your type. Now, so many people have over-focused ADD, they actually use simple carbohydrates, bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, sugar, as a way to medicate the over-focused thought. The problem is they feel better, but their ADD is worse. For temporal lobe ADD, sometimes the ketogenic diet can be really helpful, or using supplements like magnesium or GABA to support sort of nerve cell firing, making more consistent. Limbic ADD, I really like SAMe, or I might use the medicine Wellbutrin from a natural way. SAMe has been found to be really helpful for my patients. For the ring of fire, we use things sort of to settle down the brain, so maybe GABA and 5-HTP. And anxious ADD will use GABA or magnesium to calm the anxiety. You actually like that a lot. And then we'll use green tea to help support it.
So one of the reasons that I like green tea so much is because, first of all, a lot of the supplements don't contain caffeine, the green tea supplements. But even if you're drinking the green tea, what I like about it is it actually has less than half of the caffeine of coffee. And in addition to that, the theanine in it, if you're drinking green tea, the theanine helps to balance the caffeine. So it actually gives you this focus, but it also calms you down at the same time. And it's a really powerful antioxidant. So people who drink green tea actually have healthier DNA than people who don't.
So most people don't know that, and this is why I'm not a fan of caffeine. Caffeine actually competes with the same receptor sites as Ritalin or Adderall. So if you're drinking a lot of caffeine with coffee or sodas, and you're taking a stimulant for the ADD, they're actually beginning to counteract each other. So that's why in my program I'm like, okay, get rid of most of the caffeine. There are other natural ways to help support your brain. We're so excited. I mean, if you like this information and you really want to take a deep dive and learn as much as you can, because ADD has affected your life, either yourself or someone you love, we really want to hold your hand and take you through this process.
So this is like seriously not only personal to us, but we've seen it devastate people's lives, and we know that you can get to the other side. And that's what's really exciting, is it's not hard to treat ADD if you know what your brain type is and you know how to get there. So the program you're going to tell them about, which I'm really excited about, it's one of my favorite programs that we've created, is designed for us to literally be your coach and hold your hand, because we don't see people individually anymore, and this is the way that you get to have us as your coaches.
Well, and as I've treated people who have ADD now for over 30 years, it's like, well, how would a person with ADD learn best? I actually started my book, Healing ADD, with, I know you're not going to read this book. Read the next 5 pages. And then, if you're interested here, you can take a deep dive. So what we did is we created a course called Healing ADD at Home in 30 Days. And it's basically 30 short quick videos on what should you do today. So do this one thing today. And it's exactly what I do with my patients, what I coach them to do, what I teach them to do. It's partly it's know your type, do you have ADD, what type is it, what are the important lab tests that you should do. And then we actually have 4 lessons on food, because food is just so critical. We then teach you how to manage your mind. How do we call them kill the ants, the automatic negative thoughts, because people with ADD gravitate more toward negativity than positivity. They actually, they're excitement seeking, conflict driven, drama driven, and their thoughts are negative as well.
Well, and some of us it's a habit because we grew up in this very stressful environment. So we have to learn how to break those habits.
Well, what I often see, it's not just that, it's they use it as a stimulant.
Sure.
So they don't know it, it's Pavlovian, which means when it happens, it just seems to make them feel better and worse at the same time. So the negative thoughts is actually, a treatment that actually makes you sick. In addition, one of the big problems with ADD is sleep. People with ADD have trouble getting to sleep, and waking them up in the morning is sort of like trying to wake the dead. It's really hard. So there's a lot of brain fog in the morning. So we have a whole lesson on sleep, how to help people get to sleep and wake up. What are the right strategies around that? We talk about focusing exercises and how meditation and hypnosis actually activate your frontal lobes. And we'll give you a very simple meditation program that has actually been shown to help people with focus.
Very
and
powerful
people
for
have
me.
been, they need less medicine if they take it. We're going to talk about ADD in relationships. We're going to talk about ADD in parenting, ADD at work. We're going to talk about each of the types and what to do for each of the types, both from a medicine standpoint, a supplement standpoint, and behavioral strategies for it. By the end of Healing ADD at Home in 30 days, you will have a really great idea. This is my type or types. A lot of times people are combinations of types, and what to do about it, and if someone else has it, what to do to coach or help them.
So I want to point something out, because as someone with ADD, I just want to really paint the whole picture here. Because as we go through this list of things that are in the program, for someone with ADD, sometimes it sounds like, oh my gosh, this is so much stuff. It's a lot of information. I can't even focus on getting to work in the morning, let alone doing all of these things. And this isn't even close to, this program is so comprehensive. We have so much we're gonna do with you in this program to help you with your ADD. But as you're listening to it, what I wanna really point out, it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot to do, okay? So what I want you to focus on is the destination, not the plane that we're taking you on to get you there, okay? I want you to focus on the end of the journey. So think with me at the end of this 30 days or at the end of the time that this program is over, what you're gonna get out of this, because that's really the important message. All of this stuff that we're telling you about is awesome, and they're the tools you're gonna need, but we're gonna be holding your hand. It's not hard. In fact, it only takes a few minutes a day.
Well, and people have actually told me that they'll watch the videos over and over again because they were distracted during one.
Right.
And one of my favorite testimonials actually comes from Jeff Moore, who's the CEO and president of Wild Things, which is a sustainable fish company. And Jeff and I talked a long time about it. He was overweight, he was distracted, it affected his business, his relationships, and just watching the videos and Healing ADD at Home in 30 days, it's like, oh my goodness, now he's structured and he's organized, he's eating the right things, he's exercising, and it just made a dramatic difference in his business and in his marriage. That's what we want for you. So 30 short, quick videos. So we're literally holding your hand. In addition, that also comes with a journal that you can download, print out, fill out, so that you're just tracking with us. Because we want you. See, I understand ADD. People with ADD, they want to get better faster. They're distracted and they're off to something else.
Right.
So I wrote this in mind with what is the fastest way I can get you the benefits that you need to dramatically make a big difference in your life. In addition to Healing ADD at Home in 30 Days, the journal, what we also have is the public television special that we did that's not only amazing, just an amazing summary you want everybody in your family to watch, but there's also an extra hour of bonus material where you and I answer the most common questions people have.
Well, you need to tell them about my favorite part of the program, because this is, in my opinion, the best part of the program. You don't see new patients anymore. I don't have the opportunity to see clients, but you created this so that you could walk people through this with these 12 monthly coaching calls. And that's something we don't normally do.
Well, and that's what I see over time. I mean, we can plant this information in your life quickly, but you need it reinforced, you need motivation, encouragement, you need to have your questions answered so you just don't start with excitement and then let it fizzle out. So as part of this course, yes, you get Healing ADD at Home in 30 days and the journal and the PBS special, but you also get 12 one-hour group coaching calls with me where I'll answer your questions, as many as I can, and give you the latest research on, healing ADD and also how to optimize your brain to prevent Alzheimer's disease, to get yourself physically healthy, to kill the automatic negative thoughts. I mean, brand new study. I mean, for an example, brand new study, if you focus on negative things, your memory is no good. So it's just critical to get ongoing, regular support. And this is really the only place that you're going to actually have access to me and my coaching with the coaching calls.
So I love this because you actually get to talk to the expert. And this is as opposed to just getting downloads or just getting videos, you're talking to the expert. And I love that about this.
Well, and as a bonus, if you sign up from this video, we're also going to give you what ultimately is my favorite part of it, besides the coaching calls, is Tana's new book, Healing ADD Through Food. It's practical, it's easy, the recipes are amazing. I know, people think, oh, I have to go on an elimination diet. Oh, that's going to be terrible. It's not terrible.
No.
It's abundance, but abundance of things that serve your health rather than steal from
I
it.
promise you'll be surprised by some of the things you get to eat. So the recipes are designed for children to really like them and enjoy them. And we get so many questions about the food in this program that we actually designed a bonus call where I will join and be able to answer some of those questions about food. So, and talk to people about food.
Well, because food is medicine or food is poison. And getting it right is central. And I have to tell you, Tana works with Erica, our corporate nutritionist. And when it comes to ADD, some of our best testimonials are people who actually get their food right. I know you have in your mind, I'll never be able to do that. But if you just follow the simple instructions, it can make a radical difference in your life.
We don't want you thinking 6 months from now. We want you thinking day by day. We're going to be holding your hand day by day.
Now, the value of this course is over $1,000 when you include Healing ADD at Home in 30 days, the PBS special, the journal, the cookbook, the individual coaching calls. Think of what having untreated or ineffectively treated ADD has cost you in your life, in relationships, at work, with your health, and think of the benefits that you can gain if you get this under control.
And there's another thing that we're going to do that's going to really be helpful to you long term. So we're going to include a membership to our Brain Fit for Life program. And that is our online community, because as you do this, after you get through the program, you're going to want community. We always say people get better together, and you need to give it away to keep it. So we want you to be able to have support and accountability. So our program is designed where we have, webinars. I'm there teaching people. We have our corporate nutritionist where you can ask individual questions, and that's a year long of support. So you're going to get that for a year, and if you're already a member, we're going to renew that for you for another year.
Well, and what is so exciting about Brain Fit for Life is on the community, you can actually take a very sophisticated neuropsychological assessment called WebNeuro. And Web Neuro, so it's going to take you about 35 minutes to do, but it'll test your attention, your memory, your coordination, your reaction time, your judgment, executive function. In addition, how you read faces. Do you tend to read positive faces or negative faces? Because that's going to go with your mood. Are you biased more toward negativity or positivity? How's your mood? How's your anxiety level? And then based on how you score on Web Neuro, so Web Neuro actually give you a very detailed report on where you are. It will give you targeted exercises in the form of fun games. So the Brain Fit for Life community is awesome. The value of this course, from what you get versus what's going to happen in your life. All you have to do is dedicate a couple of minutes a day to this transformation. In a very short time, your life can be very different. You can feel more focused, more in control, more clear-minded,
more
better
productive.
energy, more consistent. And as you put those traits into your life, you'll see your relationships are better with your kids, with your loved ones, even at work. We're so excited to help you have a better brain and a better life, which is why we created Healing ADD from You. We probably have more experience working with people who have ADD than anyone in the world. So we have a sense what works, what doesn't. You have to know if you have it, know your type, and then plant the right tools in your life.
So if you are ready to do this, and we know you have to be ready, we want you to be ready, but if you're ready to take that leap and have us hold your hand through this process, and you join now, we're gonna also give you another gift, and that is my book, Healing ADD Through Food. So join with us today, go on this journey.
And you've never probably heard of a doctor giving you a guarantee, but I want this to work for you. And so sign up today. You have a 30-day full money-back guarantee.
Yeah, we'll
if this
take the
doesn't
risk.
work for you, I mean, you get to keep the downloads. What we really want are your stories of transformation. That's what drives us. And, click the button below, get started today. There's never a better time to do it, and we are going to hold your hand through the process.